So I quite regularly get asked, what's my honest opinion on Dubai? And in this video, I'm going to share what I've learned over the past few years of living here and what really I think of Dubai. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe Butler. As always, I am bringing you the most informed real estate content in all of Dubai. But today, we're not going to talk about that. So in this video, I wanted to give you a bit of an insight into my life. I wanted to tell you how it's been for me. You know, as a young 27-year-old entrepreneur who wants to come to Dubai and find opportunity and so forth. Okay. Now, I've got to admit, living in Dubai is not plain sailing when you first come here. It's very overwhelming without a doubt. And who I'm talking to on this video is not necessarily, young people like myself that want to move here. I'm talking to the families that are looking to relocate here. I'm talking to people that, are looking at moving all of their assets, packing up their belongings, leaving where they're from to start a new life. Because I meet people on a daily basis, or I would say at least a weekly basis, that have sold everything they've got. Literally just completely sold up, moved here. And I think it's one of those places that everyone gets a little bit skeptical at first, maybe because it's the Middle East and, most people from, say, Europe or let's say the UK, the first sort of thing or place they'd look for is probably Spain or Italy or Greece or wherever that is. But Dubai is obviously becoming a lot more westernized, and it's definitely becoming a location where people have their eyes on for a number of reasons. All right. And I'll talk to you about my experiences. So when I first moved here, I'll admit I came with hardly anything. I was doing film production, hence why my videos are so good. But, ultimately I came here with a goal to sort of make something of myself and sort of find my feet and figure out what would work best for me. And, lo and behold, I ended up getting into real estate, which has obviously worked very well. I love what I do, and I've helped many clients throughout the world, actually build profitable portfolios and so forth. But it did come with its struggles. And at first, you may be thinking, is it a big cultural change? No, that's probably not going to be it. I think the main thing for me was just adapting to this very extremely fast-paced lifestyle. Now, of course, you don't have to come here and live that kind of lifestyle, but Dubai is sort of built in a way where it's growing extremely fast, growing faster than you'd ever imagine. I used to live in Spain, all right? Nothing was growing in Spain. Everything was mañana, let's do it tomorrow. Everything was slow-paced, whereas in Dubai, it's very fast-paced. And you've got to be on your toes, you've got to be sharp. You can come here and live a very chilled life if you really want to. Maybe, you have an online business, or, maybe you're just coming out here to sort of now tone your life down a little bit. But what you need to understand is, like, Dubai is constantly on the go. And aside from, the fast-paced culture, there are things that you need to understand and learn about the place. One thing I do like, though, is everybody respects the rules, okay? So when you come from a place where, a lot of people are disrespecting police and whatever, it actually is a place where people are respectful of the country. Everybody is respectful to each other, at least sometimes, or mostly all the time. And it's a place where you can really come here and build. All right. So when I'm talking from my perspective, I would say for anyone who is looking to come out here, the first thing you need to do is secure something for yourself, whether that's a property, whether that's a job, whether that's, basic income. You don't want to come here and fall flat on your feet with very little money and then put tons of pressure on yourself, because it will eat you up and swallow you. All right. Because at the end of the day, Dubai is slightly more expensive. I mean, compared to most cities, I would say it's pretty fair. I'd say, like, your rent and your car is always going to be a bit more expensive. And the ability to spend money is a lot easier here, just because the convenience of everything, ordering things, you can just order stuff that will come in 15 minutes, for example, which you do take advantage of course, right? But it's these luxuries that you never used to have, but these luxuries come with an expense. So when you come out here, you'd need to have a plan. And the way I used to build a plan was thinking about how I'm going to make Dubai my home over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years. All right. And it took me a while before I decided that I actually wanted to settle down in this place. And I say to everyone, at least come here and experience it. But I wouldn't come here and experience it as a tourist and just go to the Burj Khalifa or stay in the Royal Atlantis, because you're never really going to get a feel for it, okay? Go and live in maybe one of the suburbs, float around a little bit, get a couple of Airbnbs, get to understand the area, rent a car, understand how to drive over here. Don't just dine in all the big restaurants, go to all the little restaurants as well. You need to understand the cultures, go and experience things, go and see how other people are living their lives. Now, once you actually get an understanding of the communities and you get an understanding of the life, that's when you need to start growing your circle. Now, for anyone looking to grow the circle, I always say go and do things where there are multiple people involved, like I did. All right. So I'm a big fan of obviously going to the gym. I always have done, always will do. I like to meet people in the gym. That's always where I've networked. All right. But aside from that, I was playing football. I still occasionally do when my knees aren't hurting. playing golf, getting involved with paddle, tennis, all these kinds of things, going to restaurants, going to bars, doing whatever you need to do to socialize and get out there and get yourself involved a little bit. You know, a lot of people are in the same boat. This is what people don't really realize, is that you do come out here and it does feel lonely at times. A lot of people miss their family, a lot of people miss their friends, but there are so many people in that exact same boat. Okay, the one thing that I learned was just don't put too much pressure on yourself and just make sure you've got, you know, a safety blanket. What I mean by that is just make sure you've got enough money to survive for the first 3 months at least. Now, of course, when I told you I'm talking to different types of people in this video and you're a successful family and you already got your money, then it's a little bit different, okay? In that scenario, then the main thing you're probably going to want to do is just network and meet people. And, you know, the best thing I like about Dubai is that people aren't afraid to reach out to you and actually ask you to come and have a coffee, go for a beer, go for lunch. You'd be surprised, you know, this is not a closed off city. I mean, of course, people are always naturally going to be closed off, but by just reaching out to people that you maybe have heard or you know of, whether you're going to reach out to them on LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever, people are generally quite open to actually meeting and socializing. And then once you start getting in with these people, maybe you become friends, then you can start doing other activities or whatever you want to do. So as long as you've got that nest egg and that safety blanket, just to make sure, you know, you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, and just make sure you're a little bit outgoing, because at the end of the day, you know, if you come out here and you want to be super introverted, it's probably not the place for you. You know, if you want a really quiet and reserved life and you don't really want to use Dubai for what it's got, such as, you know, an abundance of successful entrepreneurs and people, amazing opportunities to make money in property, amazing opportunities to make money in other industries, plenty of other industries, then maybe you should just go and look at somewhere like in Europe. And that's, you know, the truth, because I always used to live in Spain, and I always said that, you know, maybe when I'm 40, 50, 60 years old, maybe I might go and buy a place in Spain and chill out there a little bit as well when I've had enough of the hustle and bustle. But, you know, people are buying properties in communities where they're super relaxed by the golf course, by the lagoons, and people love it, all right? So aside from the fact of, you know, networking and, you know, getting to know the area, then you've obviously got to figure out what you're going to do. And now I'm talking to people like myself who first came out here. Now, if you are smart, switched on, individual with the drive, you can succeed in whatever that is. All right, a lot of people obviously are joining in real estate now because people are making considerable money, but just as many people are making money, people are also not making money. So maybe that's not the right route for you. You know, there are other industries like recruitment, you know, there's all sides. I mean, there's plenty of different types of industries, the hospitality industry, events, you know, even if you do videography, cinematography, you know, social media, all of the marketing aspects, there's plenty of opportunity here because everybody is trying to do well. So again, if you're in that space as well, there's plenty of opportunities to succeed. Now, again, one thing that I would say to anyone looking to come out here and secure a job, then maybe it's worth trying to get something lined up for when you get here. For example, when I was a videographer, the first thing I did was make sure I had at least 3 to 4 clients that I could reach out to and actually pre-line up some work, because there's nothing worse than coming out here, not knowing what to do. Then you start spending all your money, then you get stressed, and then you end up not liking Dubai. And I think that happens a lot to a lot of people. But if you can get over that and you can come out here with a relaxed mindset, you know, you can go full force when you get here and you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, then you're going to be absolutely fine. Now, if you're a family looking to relocate, you know, you want to put your kids into school, well, there are some of the best schools in the world here, right? You know, of course, they're expensive, but if you chose to come to Dubai, you can probably afford them. Now, you know, all that you need to do is go and find, or my only recommendation actually is making sure that if you want your kids to walk or cycle to school, then you need to be very selective and probably line up the schools before you get here, and then buying or renting a property in the location in which your kids can walk or, you know, cycle to school, because I think a lot of people drive their kids to school and eventually, you know, they probably get a little bit tired of it. Maybe you're already used to it, but some people want to give their kids that ability. Again, because the safety aspect, you know, you don't have to worry about your kids walking home and stuff like that. It's absolutely fine. You know, everywhere around these communities is very patrolled, and you know, everyone feels safe and everyone sort of looks out for each other. So you don't have that problem. So for the families looking to relocate, it's just about making sure that, you know, you're living in proximity so you don't get caught in the traffic traps as well. So that would really piss you off eventually. You know, and just making sure that, you know, you have everything lined up like that. But I wouldn't be worrying about being close to grocery stores and whether you're going to get deliveries, because there's a good chance most communities already offer that. So you'll be absolutely fine. And of course, if you want to socialize, then maybe you want to be living around a golf course style community where the clubhouses are, or maybe you want to live around the lagoon communities where, you know, you can relax by the lagoons and whatnot. But to wrap up this video, I've had a very humbling experience in Dubai. I think, at first it's very overwhelming and it can seem like a lot, but once you get over the first hurdle and you've already got that safety blanket of having enough money and you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, then it's extremely rewarding in many ways. I've met some amazing people. I've, built the business that I've really longed to build over the past few years. I'm now working as a successful real estate agent, and I take very much pride in what I do. The weather's beautiful and I really can't complain at my lifestyle. Of course, everyone gets stressed no matter where they live, but Dubai has worked wonders for me, and it may be for you too, or maybe it doesn't. Well, this life's only short, so as I say to everyone, give everything a go. There's no harm in trying. You're not going to lose anything. Maybe you lose your savings, so what? You can make that back. Money comes and goes. Experiences in life doesn't. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you need anything real estate related, you know where I am. See you in the next video.